Welcome back to the Chammy, the only channel on YouTube where you can get a mostly professional tarot card reading for my haunted house in a creepy graveyard.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it.
YouTube commercials, oh my god. Yeah, check the description for the specials. Check out the pinned comment. I'm gonna look for some music. Hey Kenna, welcome to the Chammy, welcome back. Hey Metal Rain, welcome back. I'm gonna find us some music and put a few things in chat and see if Spirit has a collective message for us tonight. I'm going to put the Spirit box on. Make sure you like the live. Make sure you share the live. 5+ subscribers, I'll open the chat to free Yes No Tarot. 10+ likes, I will open the Spirit box to questions and answers. Doing pretty good. Thanks so much for asking. You know what? I'm just going to play some Chet Baker tonight, and if YouTube doesn't like it, we can just send me the good old mute the music or get off. Fell asleep for 3 hours. Wish I could fall asleep for 3 hours. So I'm just gonna fix the screen a little bit so that I can place the RemPod here and we can actually see it turn on and off. You want me to move in the chat? $1,000 cash up. The link is in the pinned comment. I intended to turn it down in a minute anyways. I'm just not saying anything just yet. Huh, that's really strange. Where did the music go? Oh, there it is. Almost felt like the computer was haunted for a moment, which usually it is. So I found out something strange about YouTube today. They've been doing a test on us as like guinea pigs in regards to comments. So if anybody's been experiencing your comment not showing up in chat, in comments, anywhere on YouTube, it's not because YouTube censored you. It has something to do with them testing out comments and the way people communicate anyway. So I noticed that, you know, in this chat it happens a plethora of times. And it's most likely not just the hidden words. There's been plenty of times somebody said something in chat and there were no hidden words and they had to email me what they were saying. Can you hear better now, Kenna? Oh, you've never noticed it? Well, that's good. That's good. That's not a bad thing either. You just might not have been selected to experience it. It's quite random, so I hear. If you go over to the vidIQ, YouTube account, they explain it on the vidIQ YouTube account about comments and missing comments and or deleted comments or comments that just don't show up. Yeah. So I'm gonna put some things in the chat and then we'll get started with the collective message to see if Spirit has any messages for us tonight. It is definitely spring here again in the ATL. And it has been a long day full of fighting allergies. I had to do some gardening the other day because the gardener likes to come here and just pick up the sticks. And I don't know, it's like asking a 5-year-old to go out there and do gardening. I mean, they're just going to wander around and probably pick up some sticks and play with them. So he'll pick up the sticks, put them in the corner of the yard, and then leave. 4 grown men in this house, and not one of them can do yard work. So I get my 5'4" ass out there. Crutches or no crutches, and I had to get rid of these leaves from the trees because nobody else was doing it, and I didn't want to slip and fall and kill myself. So I definitely am having severe allergy issues today. I had to take allergy medicine because of it, Kenna. So if you can't hear me very well, it might be also because I'm not talking very loud. Because my voice and my throat has just kind of been itchy and dry today from being out there cleaning dead oak leaves, and plus spring is here, so the oak leaves are starting to bloom, and soon we'll get pollen, and everything will be yellow, and the car won't be blue anymore; it'll be green. Wow, wonderful Michigan. Hey Leo, Lion, welcome to the haunted house. How are you tonight? I didn't really even realize I was even slightly allergic to oak trees until I realized that the guy down the street owns a restaurant, has a smoker where he cooks food in it, and he uses red oak. And he burns it all day long. It's really annoying. But at least it's just a mild allergy, and thank goodness for those 4-hour allergy pills. I can't do the 8 or 24-hour ones, they don't work. I might as well eat Skittles. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm like that. your house probably is haunted. I would say the whole world is haunted at this point. I mean, think about it. I mean, it really, how many virgin forests do we have left? And how much of our echo and habitat has been taken down for, living space for humans? So, and everything has a soul and lives and dies. So, I mean, you could be literally standing somewhere where somebody died or was buried at one point in time. When I moved into this house, I had to call the police. And at least I've only had to call the police like a handful of times living here. The last place was like 332 times. But I called the police station. I needed to make a report about somebody who kept coming to the house and bothering the crap out of me. Hey Tiffany, how are you, sweetheart? It's so good to see you. I've been thinking about you. Anyways, so the police officer shows up. It's my friend Michael, who is the actual town historian. I was like, he's like, oh, you live here? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you live here now? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you're a cop now? He's like, always was. I was like, okay, that's cool. So he's like, but you gotta know. And he's like, you gotta know, girl, your house is built on a graveyard. So gave him the police report about the woman I had to file a police report about. And then he started telling me a little bit about the history of the house, the neighborhood, and how big this particular graveyard is on the property and in the neighborhood. And there are several houses that are built on this graveyard. So much so, there's so many graves, marked and unmarked, that sometimes people will start renovating their homes or building homes, and they start running into graves that are hundreds of years old or 100 years old, or I know. You might imagine. So I've always known the house is haunted, and then my friend Shannon, who's from Wales, well, she's really from Oregon, but she moved to Wales to be with her wonderful husband, Jamie. They came here in 2018 when they got married for Christmas and spent some time here for their honeymoon, and while they were getting some of their paperwork taken care of to go back home to Wales. And she just had the most awful time. It took her, let's see, they basically moved in like the week of Christmas and didn't leave until Valentine's Day week, which was fine. It was great to have friends visit that long. The house kind of feels empty without them, but it took her like 3 or 4 weeks really before she could acclimate herself to coping with the fact of how many ghosts she could actually see, because she's one of those people who can see dead people. And that's how she ended up connecting with her husband, because when they met, she was like, oh, cute dog. He's like, what? She's like, cute dog. He's like, you can see my dog? Isn't it amazing, like, how people fall in love, like, just the silliest shit. Pardon my French, but I just thought that was such a sweet story. And how, like, basically what happened is he had a dog when he was a little boy. And I guess they were having a difficult time potty training it. And his mother was like, oh, well, if the dog can't get potty trained correctly, then, it needs to be euthanized. So a lot of people in the world have that kind of thought pattern where they think that an animal doesn't like have a soul or feelings. So she put his dog to sleep, and he was mortified. But he was even more mortified to learn that after the dog passed away, he could actually see it. Now for him, he can only see the dog's spirit, but whereas Shannon, Jamie is the husband, Shannon is the wife, Shannon can see the dead people and the dead animals. He can't see dead people. He can only see his dead dog. And he's like, thank God, he goes, because he would like not be getting through a day if he had to see what Shannon sees. So Shannon was able to also, this was so incredible how, like, you know, she could remote view the house and tell me that she was able to see where a portal was, and she said the only reason she knew the portal was there is because she could, like, see a mirror somewhere in that room that was reflecting back. I'm like, that's crazy. And she's like, yeah, and the mirror is the portal, so you have to separate the two mirrors that are facing each other. So we looked and looked and looked for any kind of mirror, even a small makeup compact mirror. And, you know, it's so crazy. The craziest thing about this is that we finally found this antique mirror that belonged to my great-grandmother. And even though it was packed away, it was still facing that particular mirror, which was causing a portal in the house. And I mean, I could go open up the portal now. There's been several Estes methods and Spiritbox sessions we've had with Molly on the channel live, doing that spirit portal thing during a couple of different New Year's. But it was just so strange too. It's so strange to experience living in a house that's haunted. But I'll tell you what, like after 12 years, I think I've become comfortably numb to the hauntings, which is kind of scary to me a little bit. I don't know, now I don't know what's scarier, being comfortably numb to it, or being terrified of it. Especially when you know it's a mimic. Yeah, something like that, Tiffany. Something like that. You went on a few dates with a guy? Well, that's cool. You're just wondering when he's thinking. Well, he probably has 64,000 thoughts a day, and probably 63,999 are about sex, so. I'm pretty sure he's thinking. Any hoodle noodles. If you would like to get a yes, no, how, when, readings start at $5. Check the pinned comment, 5+ subscribers. I'll open the chat to free yes, no's. We've got 11 likes, so I'm going to turn on the spirit box in a minute and open the spirit box to free Q&A, so you can ask any question you like. Save your $2, sweetheart. I'm about to do a free collected message here in a moment. Sorry, we're already like 20 minutes in, and I'm just like blah 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 blah. Check out my music. It's in the pinned comment. I put a new song up for March. It's Fleetwood Mac's Dreams, Take 2. Which should really be called Take 3. because it took me like 3 times to record it. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Do a collective message and see what we need to know right now. I'll go ahead and turn the spirit box on. Hey, Harley's dad. Welcome back to my hair. I'm just kidding. Welcome back to the Chammy. How are you tonight? Thanks. Sometimes people mistake them for kitty ears, but I really feel like they're more like fox ears. While I identify with cats, I'm really a dog person. And I very much identify with the fox. But it's okay. I mean, I can be Catwoman and Foxwoman too, but I really do love these ears. They're in my default picture on YouTube. A friend of mine got them for me for birthday gift or Christmas or something one year. Spirit, I'm calling forth our most trusted and strongest spirit guides as a collective. Does Spirit have any messages for us tonight? Does Spirit have any? And you know what? Just gonna testify here. If I hear one more historian try to convince me that or even say that the 1900s was the 19th century, I swear. Oh, their channel's gonna get demonetized on YouTube. They might even lose it. I have run across so many AI historian channels that are flooding YouTube. Like, I can't even find any real channels, barely, hardly, where there's like actual people doing real history. It's all these AI slop channels and with really bad, poor AI diction. And because it's automated and generated, it thinks strange things, okay? But then there's also actual people who are talking history. I think I bitched about this the other day. I found another video that was like, yeah, in the 1900s, during the 19th century. It's just like, what? Go back to school. Go back to school. That's it. I'm going to open up a school and teach history. And cursive. Fucking cursive. Pardon my French. I know you're kidding. Hey Worms, welcome back to the channel. So Spirit popped out the Sun card for us and says that there is a message in the Sun card for us. So what brought up history was me looking also for channels about history on tarot cards, because I find the history to be very interesting. But back to the card, Spirit does say there is a fun message for us tonight in this Sun card. Spirit's always saying, you know, we were sent here to have fun. So I always have to reiterate that message to you guys, because I think that it's easy to lose sight of the fact that we were sent here to have fun. despite the circumstances. So let's see what the liminal space deck has to say in regards to a collective message from our most trusted and strongest spirit guides as a collective. For anyone who may be in chat, anyone who may watch the replay or come into the chat later. Back when I used to get drunk back in the day, I used to talk in cursive. That's creative. It takes a curse to break a curse, and that's so interesting because I was just talking about the mirror. The mirror looked just like this that I found that was keeping this portal open in this house. I don't know, but I feel like what it's saying is that your joy, well, first of all, if you believe in curses, you're going to have to deal with some probably. If you don't believe in curses, then you're probably not going to run into one. Remember, nothing has a meaning until you give it a meaning. Hey, what's up, Christina? So the Sun card is saying, you know, your joy, finding what's beautiful and meaningful about life, and what's refreshing, and maybe even reforesting the old for the new, or reforesting the old to find something new in regards to what brings you joy in the Sun card. Takes a curse to break a curse. Be that curse that breaks that curse. If you're feeling like curses are something that might be about, well, it just might be. But Spirit says, look, you were sent here to have fun. You were sent here to have joy. You were sent here to have a good time. So enjoy what you do have as much as you can. Because that joy will break the curse, or the darkness, or the feelings that you feel that are heavy and daunting and dreary. Believe nothing that you hear on behalf of what you see. Ain't that about the truth right now? Literally today, my family in Europe, alright, dodged 14 missiles and said that it's all across Europe that the war has started in Iran because of the Epstein files. When I literally had to tell her what they're actually telling us, the big fat lie that they're telling us, that they had a feeling, a hunch, that Iran was going to attack us, so they did it first. Oh, and that they're also doing this to call forth God. Some weird, Zionistic, strange, OMG kind of thing. Like, okay, you know, they obviously believe in acts of God. Well, we kind of need one right now. They call climate change acts of God. Well, bring on the climate change, because we need some acts of God here. And I feel like at the end of the day, you know, you can look at your own curses in your own life and maybe reflect on the dark thoughts that you have had, and maybe piece together how some of the things going on in the world, you know, have become quite possible because thoughts do create, feelings do create. So my cousins were pretty baffled by the news. I guess they've cut American news over there. I don't know. I've been hearing from other Americans that it's very, very limited as to what they hear about what's going on here. So aggressively hydrate. Maybe hanging out tonight with the Spiritbox or the tarot cards might make you feel a little bit aggressively dehydrated. That's just because there's a whole lot of energy going on in this vortex. Not only between us all, but also probably a lot of what's in the house and around me. Spirit, do you have any other messages for us? So, Eight of Cups. Like, once again, it's reiterating, you know, takes a curse to break a curse. Walking away from the things, the thoughts, and the feelings that don't serve you will get you a lot further in your day to experience how beautiful and meaningful life really is and can be. Let's see. Where are the batteries for the Spirit box? Hey Christina, I was just doing a collective message, and thought I would jump on before bed, see if anybody wanted to hang out with the Spirit box or chat or get a reading. Check out my music, it's in the pinned comment. I'll be right back. I'm just going to put the chat on pause for a moment so I can plug in the Spirit box.
Power off. Now 7 mode.
Haus. Account.
Are there any spirits named Roy? Are there any spirits?
Swipe. Or obstruction. Electric.
I'm back. Ow. Did it just say Molly? Let me turn the music down. Are there any spirits here with us now? Are there any spirits here with us now? I'm calling forth any of our most trusted and strongest spirit guides that may be able to answer some questions. Kenneth Butler wants to know if any spirits named Roy are with us tonight. If there's any spirits that maybe cannot speak into the spirit box, if you can touch the RemPod like this, that would be great to let us know your presence is here. If there's any spirits that want to show their presence.
Okay.
Are there any spirits that can hear my voice? Are there any spirits that can hear my voice? Hey Constantine, welcome back to the Chammy. How are you, dear? Hey Tiffany. Armageddon spirit, did you say Armageddon? Sounded like it said it again. What about Armageddon spirit? Pretty good movie. Yes, yes, you will recover. Thanks for coming by. Are there any spirits that would like to communicate with us about the afterlife or their afterlife? Are there any spirits that would like to communicate with us about yourselves? We come here in respect and to remember you. Do any of the spirit guides who may be familiar with Nancy Guthrie, are you maybe not speaking to us too much about Nancy Guthrie because her kidnapping was faked? Theory. Was Nancy Guthrie's kidnapping faked, and that's why you told me she was home when I asked you where she was? Yes or no? Did it just say turn that off? No. I'm not turning the spirit box off, and I won't stop asking these questions. Hey Soko, welcome to the Chammy. Welcome to the haunted house. There was a spirit that mentioned that maybe her son had something to do with her kidnapping. Does her son-in-law does Nancy Guthrie's son-in-law have anything to do with her going missing? Is there anything that we need to know about Nancy Guthrie? It's like a dead zone. Can any spirits tell us if Nancy Guthrie is she still home? Did you hear that creepy voice? I couldn't tell if it said she is, or someone is, or who is what. What? I'll go back and look later. I just took a small, short, 45-second clip of that.
Stop.
Stop? You want me to stop asking about Nancy Guthrie? Did you want to talk about Armageddon instead?
The best.
Who's the best man? What? A caged bug zapper, small one, charges the environment, will really help your activity. Well, what I do have is thousands of pieces of orgonite and organ generators. But what I don't have is I don't have the organ generators plugged in right now. Hey Grady, welcome to the Chammy. Not sure I've ever heard of a caged bug zapper. What? I don't think I want anything that might cage or zap bugs. Have you ever used An orgone generator, Constantine? It's not for bugs, okay. That's good to know. I think my third eye is blocked from Nancy Guthrie. At least for today. I mean, I thought that maybe we would have more ideas on what happened to this woman, but I just think that at the end of the day, somebody knows what's going on, and they don't really want to talk about what's going on because there's something that's the truth is being hidden. Like, it's like the truth is being hidden because of money or finances or something far more ominous than the kidnapping of somebody's granny. It almost feels like, doesn't it feel like Little Red Riding-ish? Like Little Red Riding Hood-ish? Like somebody stole Granny and it's the big bad wolf and nobody can find him. It's how it feels. That looks. Even though I'm pretty sure that's not what's happened at all. So I noticed that there is a pattern here, Constantine, over the last couple years, and I always say this around this time of year. It gets really quiet in the dead of winter. And then when the activity starts up again is as it gets closer to summer, June, July, it starts getting real active again, and we start getting more EVPs because echoes start replaying again throughout the year. It usually starts in early March. Because I pretty much live in an area where they prepped for the Civil War here in Atlanta. And also pre-Civil War, this is where the Trail of Tears started. It's pretty much where I live. And they used to call this the Enchanted Lands. That's what the Cherokee Indians called it. And there's a lot of mythology, Native American mythology, and still a lot of energy and reminiscent of the energy and the mythology that the Cherokee believed in. People who've been here for a long time know that I live with a mimic. I've been asked several times to document it and I even started evacuations, huh? Yeah, I evacuated from making that documentary because it just got too scary, to be quite honest. Do I think it's a demon? No. But do I think it's a little girl? Not really. Can it be a little girl if it wants to be? And maybe it's the way that I think about things and feel about things, so I don't get the impression of it as a mimic like the other people who've talked about it. And I never ever told anybody about the mimic until the head of the ghost tour mentioned it first. Then when other people in the neighborhood and him started talking about it, I was like, oh, okay. So I'm not the only one that's experiencing it. And I think that when the echoes start is, you know, as it gets closer to June, July, when the echoes start from the Civil War, sometimes you'll hear groups of people screaming, sometimes you'll hear nothing. Sometimes, you know, you'll hear strange things for days, and then you'll hear nothing. You'll just hear the static on the spirit box. And I notice it'll progressively get creepier and creepier and creepier as the year goes by, and you know, when we get to around the anniversary of the Civil War, like from when it started to the time it ended, and then it starts to get hollow. Like, it starts to feel almost like an empty grave. And it gets so weird, like, fall starts creeping in, and then winter starts creeping in, and of course, the echoes start to get a little bit weaker, but a little bit more haunted, a little bit more creepier. Even to the point where there's sometimes, like, these weird ice pick moments, like the house will just go ice cold, like ice pick cold, like there's no reason for it to be going ice pick cold, or there'll be like this ominous, horrible, spooky, like weird phantom smells that don't even make any sense, like blood, the smell of blood, literally. And these are all just like weird paranormal things that happen. Doors opening, closing, cabinets opening and closing, things going missing and then finding them in strange spots. Knowing that you never put your keys there because you never put your keys there because you're not crazy enough to put your keys there or your wallet there. You know? Oh yeah, that's interesting. So, I had a loved one in the house who was transitioning to the other side. And she kept seeing a tiger, but she also kept seeing like something that she would describe as like a boogeyman or something, like a dark corner boogeyman thing. And you know, but when people are transitioning, you know, they'll say and see a lot of things, you know, because they're transitioning from this life to the next, so they're having a bit of a different experience as their body breaks down and cells start to die off and start to kill one another. So are there any spirits that live in the house with me that are here now? How many spirits are with us now?
Ego.
Oh, that's such an interesting story about the bug zapper, Constantine. Are there any spirits here that may be familiar with the area or the time from when the Civil War was present in the South? See, it's so strange because like sometimes you'll get a spirit from 500 years ago, you know, or you'll get a Britney Spears fan from 2007. Are there any Britney Spears fans on the other side that want to chat? So are you talking about the bug zapper? So if I wanted to Google it and read about it, what do I type? I just type ghost bug zapper.
That. Volume.
Okay. Alright, let me go find Amazon.
We're gonna get up. We also understand.
That's pretty interesting.
Ford. Look.
I'll have to bring the Spiritbox TV back. We haven't done the Spiritbox TV in ages because I don't have a safe place to plug it in at. I'm not sure if it will be stable on the breaker I've got.
Howard. I would say.
That's so interesting. Well, when I use the orgone generator, they use it like when I use the electronic orgone generator, they'll use it like a charging station too, because it releases life chi energy. I noticed that when I took that element away from the Spiritbox readings, that it wasn't so much that the Spiritbox readings became more dead or silent. It's just that they became a little bit more few and far between in regards to having a lot of different spirits coming back through at the same time with the same names to continue the same conversations. So I think actually what happened to it is I think one of the orgone generators fell and broke. I mean, it still works when I plug it in, but it's like in 3 different pieces. A couple other ones got unplugged and packed away, but I know where they are. I should probably get them out. I think they got unplugged and packed away because we were actually having an electrical issue here at the apartment, and the house is just in shambles, so we had to have an electrician come out and fix the breaker. So I put that stuff away for a while because I didn't want to misplace it or to get broken or lost or dirty. I mean, not that it would get broken or lost or dirty, but I mean, if I left it out, but I mean, still, you just never know what's going to happen. Dogs and people walking around all the time. Accidents happen. Are there any spirits that can tell me if Nancy Guthrie is okay? I know, right? Like, that's exactly how it feels, too. It's like, okay, just pick up after yourselves. You know, and since they're cleaner than my roommate, I don't really, it doesn't really bother me too much anymore. I think the bugs bothered me more than anything when I moved in. I used to be terrified of bugs, but living in this house, like, changed that. But the bug problem has been definitely taken care of. No more bugs, thank God, thank God, thank God. I mean, sometimes, you know, I'll get like a little stink bug flying around, but I'd rather have a stink bug flying around than, like, say, a roach. But it was terrible at one time. I mean, this house was just covered in them. When I first moved in, it was definitely a roach motel. It was so bad that I didn't even realize that roaches make cobwebs like spiders. They make these huge nests, huge freaky nests. And when the guy upstairs passed away, the condition of that apartment is what was causing all the bugs. I mean, we're talking like rodents of unusual sizes, spiders, carpet beetles, stink bugs. You name it, it lived in this house. So even after they were long gone, still had a problem. So I finally realized, oh, okay, so there must be a nest within the wall. So I was able to find that nest and get rid of it by getting some stuff to put in the wall and then sealing up the wall. As awful as that sounds, but had to be done. And now the house is completely fine. It was like to the point where it was difficult to sleep because you never knew when one was gonna like run across the floor. You could like hear him walking around. It was so fucked up. My French. Well, I mean, first of all, I had no idea I had junkies living upstairs. Okay, and we're talking like purse grabbing, wallet robbing kind of people, right? And they had the biggest, meanest, weirdest, creepiest hound dog. And then, like, there were just a few times I had to knock on that door because, like, their mail or package or something got delivered to the front porch that belonged to them. And there was, like, a hole through the front door. I was like, yeah, this is totally weird and creepy. I can't believe I moved into this house. But after the guy passed away, and everyone was pushed out and had to move because of that, I went and looked up there with the contractor before they moved everything out, and I just don't know how those people lived up there like that. I mean, you can see my face. I'm still, like, horrified. I'm still horrified. How anybody could live with literal shit in their own bed or cobwebs with roaches up the wall. Okay, you see this wall? It's a 10-foot wall. 10 foot. Can you imagine having a 10-foot cobweb of roaches? And not just one, like 10. So I was like, yeah, you couldn't pay me, because I went up there to say we're going to pay me to, like, help clean it, but I was like, nah, I can't even. So finally they brought in a contractor to redo that whole apartment. And the whole middle of the house was just rotted out with black mold, so I got a new bathroom because of it, thank goodness, because I was really tired of having bathroom that hadn't been updated in probably 60 years. It was really bad. I can't even believe that the owner of the home let somebody live in the house that long in that bad a condition. But then it wasn't just up there. They moved, and then they moved downstairs, and that was really bad too. I mean, when I moved into this unit, I was like, this is bad. I'm not giving you a deposit to move in. You're giving me a deposit to move in. So I redid the floors, painted the walls. Somebody thought it would be great to like paint the walls black, and like that dark army green color. It's like it's the most ugliest green on the planet. I will just say that, okay? And then the worst part about the kitchen, oh my God. Like, the wall is poop brown now, okay? The wall was poop brown. But the wallpaper that the brown was painted on looked like finger paint. Like, it was wallpaper, but it had swirls on it, but it looked like swirls someone did with their fingers. So it looked like someone literally finger painted in poop on the kitchen wall. I was mortified. But I had to move into this house. It's kind of like a gift and a dream come true without even realizing it. But so the chief of the fire department of the town that we live in was like, yeah, you got to move out of that apartment you're living already in at the luxury dump because your mom is a insurance liability. Sorry, it just went off because I did my hand like that. Your mom is an insurance liability. If there was a fire, we would just let her die. I was like, great. I'm having a Gilbert Grape kind of moment. They want to kick us out because my mom is like 500 pounds. They think she's 500 pounds. She was really 250 pounds. But at the end of the day, my mom was wheelchair bound and she was disabled. Okay, I was her caregiver, and I just lost my mind when they were like, yeah, you have to move because she's a fire hazard. I was like, okay. They're like, you have 30 days. I was like, oh, great. How am I going to pull this off? So I knew I was going to have to go off the path of least resistance here. Because I looked everywhere, but I was like, I'm not finding a place that was suitable. So I looked in Craigslist. I came over here and saw this place. I was like, oh, it smells like a disgusting bar where someone drank, threw up, had a hangover, and smoked a cigar in it. But I'll take it. Because I didn't have to pay a down payment, and they were willing to let me, renovate it instead of down payment it. I just paid first and last month rent, signed the lease. We made the place look beautiful, and we moved in, and my mom was happy, safe, and fine. And it turned out to be a great story, even though it's been very difficult with some of the other people who've lived here previously. They've all been like 16, 17, 20 time felons. And I'm not saying that felons are bad people, okay? Not all felons are bad people. But 16, 17, 20, 25 time felons, real rough people. And then I had to live in this house with Tara Medlock from that TV show, Love After, I think it's Love After Lockup or something, Love After Lockdown or something, I don't know. But that was uncomfortable because she was literally go dumpster diving and then bring all the trash from the dumpsters here. And of course trying to eradicate a bug problem. It was not working out very well because the bugs were coming back. But now, I think every once in a while I might see a stink bug. Every once in a while I might see, you saw a few episodes of that, yeah. Well, at the end of the day, it wasn't really Tara that was so much the problem as it was, her boyfriend and the company she kept. Oh, and then, knowing that at the same time, like, this is the property monsters. one of his best friends, and then they move in another guy that's one of their best friends, and he ends up kidnapping one of my friends and her kids out of the driveway, and then they find out he's a PDF, and then I'm just like, oh my god. It got so bad that the other neighbors told the guy who owns the house, if you can't start moving people into the house so that Stormy and her dad will be safer and this whole neighborhood will be safe, we're gonna sue you and take the house from you. I just wish somebody would do it. Like, I'm just glad that now there are two gentlemen living in the house with their girlfriends upstairs and downstairs, and they just seem like such decent people, and I'm just so happy with it now. They're clean, they seem nice, but one of them has a child, and like, and that feels great to have housemates that are clean and seem to have some values and morals, and you know, whether they're felons or not. And not just seem decent people, seem just very nice in general. And I mean, I'm really like one of those, I like to be nice and neighborly to my neighbors. So I really appreciate that we can get new housemates that are decent and have some class. Well, I don't think that the spirit box has much of anything but gibberish to tell us tonight, Constantine. Sorry about that, Tiffany. If you guys, you know, the questions are open to the spirit box. If you guys want to ask any questions, feel free to. We can ask before I leave for the night. I think I rest my case with Nancy Guthrie for now.
Right now.
What about right now, Spirit? What do you want to tell us right now, Spirit? Do you have something you want to tell us right now? You have any messages that you'd like to maybe share through the tarot cards? Or the oracle cards? Interesting. So I've cut the deck twice and it's opened the deck to the blood sacrifice card, which I hate this card. I hate this card. I've never shown it on the channel. I've taken it out of my deck several times. But I put it back in the deck because I felt like that would just be more fair and square. Yeah, there's quite a bit of blood sacrificing going on. I know you're probably seeing a lot of that in the world right now. Or what are you talking about, Spirit? Is there something you want to talk about regarding blood sacrifice? Beware nostalgia. Beware of the poison. Beware of the night. Maybe only go out at night when the moon is up. Beware of toxic nostalgia. Tra la 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 la. Know thyself. Enough is a feast. And once again, believe nothing that you hear and only half of what you see. Well, ain't that about a bitch?
My bra.
Did the spirit box just say something about my bra? You have a bra spirit? Do you wear a bra? Spirit, I'm calling forth our most trusted and strongest spirit guide as a collective. Is there anything that you would like to share with us? Before we close the spirit portal tonight, before we close down the chat, before we say goodnight through the Power Spirit deck, Spirit's asking you to know thyself. Life is beautiful. Life is meaningful. Find that which brings you joy. To break whatever curses you feel you might be forced to handle, face, or look at, or think about. Curse only exists if you allow curse to exist. It's only real if you make it real. Believe nothing that you hear and only half of what you see. Know thyself better. Know yourself deeper so that you can meet other people deeply, just as deeply as you've met yourself. If you've met someone that maybe, you know, you are vibing with them, you aren't feeling that energy that you need to be feeling, just don't even entertain it. Don't even give it a second thought. So it's interesting that this virtue card comes up, because when this virtue card comes up, I feel like Spirit's saying, you know, you are finding your virtue and finding what is good and what is still beautiful about the world at the same time. You don't want to lose your virtue. What does virtue mean? What does virtue mean to you? I also have the Enough is a Feast card. I feel like Spirit's starting to talk about Christmas again. Tra-la-la-la. I don't know why I relate that card to Christmas. And then the Know Thyself card. Spirit's asking you to, once again, deeply know yourself. Enough is a feast. Enough is a feast. It's almost Easter time. Enough is a feast. Sometimes I give interpretation to this card to tell people that, you know, they are enough. Enough is enough. And also, you know, maybe Spirit's asking you to maybe eat a little bit better. Maybe eat a little bit more. But most importantly, know thyself. What version of yourself are you today, and what version of yourself do you want to be tomorrow? You can change your state of mind pretty quickly by sending what doesn't serve you back to the void, which is pretty much where we all come from. See, it's a lot like that movie, The Never-Ending Story, and if you've never seen The Never-Ending Story or never read it, you should. If you would like to learn how to, learn more about how to work with quantum physics and work with what you are aware of and how to change that which is around you. While we can't change people, we can change how they show up to us. I do it all the time. If a version of someone I don't like shows up to me, well, I know it's my fault. So I immediately have to take accountability for that and change the channel on that version of them. Change that channel on that version of the situation. So card number 12, it's a red card, and its direction is south. Virtue is one of the passive qualities of power. But I'm going to turn the RemPod off because nobody's using it, so. I don't want to waste the battery because they're really expensive.
So,
And I want to be able to show you guys this card while I am reading it. Virtue is one of the passive qualities of power. When you pull back the bow, preparing to set the arrow and define your target, you use the strength, the will, and the focus that you have collected within that part of yourself called virtue. Virtue is where you find inner truth. It is a place of illumination. And as the radiance grows within you, it becomes integrity. Without virtue, there is no inner balance. Virtue comes from the unknown, quiet things that you do for the world and for other people. With each virtuous act, your spirit shield becomes stronger and more beautiful every day, integrating the symbols of your inner life. However, like the deer, these symbols tread softly. Virtue masks your path on the other side. So remember that now. Your virtue here on earth marks your path on the other side. And like the ones who walk last, the virtuous person is in a position of power. So walk in beauty and virtue, as power often arrives quietly. Such a beautiful card. Although it is kind of creepy how like the red picnic blanket turns into like a river of blood. Anyway, you guys, girls, ghosts, ghouls, thanks so much for coming by tonight. I appreciate y'all for stopping by, liking the live, subscribing. If you did subscribe, I appreciate it. Well, there's been 4 subscribers tonight, so I'm getting ready to end the live though. So if anybody wants to do a quick yes or no question, feel free to ask. I'm here for a few more minutes, but I am saying goodnight now. So thank you so much, Constantine, for coming by and hanging out with me in the spirit box. Thank you, Soko. Thank you, Yeti, for coming by and saying hi. Thanks so much, Kenna, for coming by and saying hi. I appreciate it. Let's see who else came by. Tiffany, thank you so much for coming by and hanging out with us. I appreciate it. Worms, it was good to see you. Thanks so much for coming by and hanging out with us. I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Was Raymond asleep for 2 days? Probably not. Let's see what the cards say. Hey, Sherry.
Hey.
Spirit, I'm calling for Sherry's most trusted and strongest spirit guides. What does she need to know about Ramon being gone for 2 days? Was he asleep all that time? No, he wasn't. He was not asleep the whole time. Let's see what the card says. The fog of illusion keeps the situation ambiguous. However, the fog dissipates, revealing the unexpected. This new reality coaxes you towards a magnificent transformation. Your life becomes rich with new friends, great fun, and wild surprises.
Now,
Hope that helps. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm going to go work on other projects.
so
Good night, Spirit. Turn that old spirit box off. Alright, y'all. Be good to yourself with your thoughts. I'll be back tomorrow. Music is sacred, and no prison will hold this movement down.